Greetings everyone, Slizzle466 here, and in today's video, we're looking at some of the best wild decks that you can climb with using Shadow Hunter Vol'jin. This is a new legendary from the Barrens expansion. We've all received it for free. You just have to log into Hearthstone and you get it added to your collection. And so we're going to be looking at a variety of decks. Some of them are established at legend rank. Some of them are experimental that have been sent to me over Twitter. And some of them are my own decks, which are basically the best decks, but just with a Shadow Hunter Vol'jin thrown in. So we start off with Duin's Malygos Hunter. So this is very similar to the Malygos Hunter builds that Duin has run in the past, but because you have the Shadow Hunter Vol'jin, you can now cheat out the Malygos a little bit earlier. So kind of like how Shaman uses Ancestor's Call to pull out Malygos and Malygos Shaman, you're doing a similar thing using Hunter. Another way you can use Shadow Hunter Vol'jin is in Tonk Hunter. This is a list by Salty McNulty, and essentially it's the same idea. Instead of having to wait to get the Tonk out on 7, you might cheat it out with a Oblivitron, for example. Well, now you can use your Shadow Hunter Vol'jin to just get everything done a little bit earlier than anticipated. So again, a nice Hunter build to have a little bit of fun with. Looking at Odd Rogue, this is a list by Ravensun, Odd Rogue being one of my favorite archetypes. So Odd Rogue, and specifically Baku decks in general, one of the worst things you can do in an odd deck is you draw Baku. And well, Shadow Hunter Vol'jin kind of eliminates that problem because you can just have like a 1/1 on the board, maybe a Lackey, Shadow Hunter Vol'jin the Lackey, and then pull your Baku out if it's the only minion in your hand, or you can RNG it, maybe pull it out. Now, Ravensun has taken this one step further and not just relying on pulling out the Baku, but also pulling out Cursed Vagrants. These are 7 mana 7/5s, Death Rattle, summon a 7/5 Shadow with Stealth. So really nice little variation of Odd Rogue here, taking the full advantage of Shadow Hunter Vol'jin. Now the next deck is a very adventurous one. This is Mechathene Warlock by Deck Tech. So this looks very much like a Dead Man's Hand or a Control Warrior deck, but it has a Mecha'thun combo built into it. To explain how the combo works, you need to make sure that your deck is empty, you've only got the combo pieces in your hand, and you have at least 2 armor. And how the combo works is you play Armor Vendor, which brings you up to 6 armor, assuming that you're at 2 armor to start with. You then play Shadow Hunter Vol'jin to swap the Armor Vendor with your Mecha'thun. You then play Armor Vendor again. This now brings you up to 10 armor, and then the final card in your hand is Reckless Flurry. You play Reckless Flurry, you don't have a deck, you don't have a board, you don't have a hand, therefore Mecha'thun kills your opponent. Now this next deck is probably one of the most established of all the decks featured here. This is a Mechathene Warlock that's been seeing success at top 200 Legend on the China server. It operates very similarly to the Mechathene Warlocks we've seen in the past. It uses Hemet Jungle Hunter to blow out the bottom end of the deck, and when your deck is empty, the combo you want to do is to play one of your 0 or 1 mana cards, minions, and make sure that you don't have any other minions in your hand besides Shadow Hunter Vol'jin and Mecha'thun. You play the Shadow Hunter Vol'jin on your cheap minion, pulls out the Mecha'thun, you play Cataclysm, and you instantly win the game. Now the next batch of decks are just some silly decks that I built, just if you want to play some meta decks but mess around with Shadow Hunter Vol'jin. So here you've got Odd Demon Hunter. So again, the advantage here is pulling out Baku from your hand, but it also might be the case that you want to maybe pull a Reno out of your opponent's hand, or maybe pull a Zephyrus or something, just to help you get that win. Next we have Aggro Druid. So here the Shadow Hunter Vol'jin would be used again just to pull out a disruption piece from your opponent's hand. And it's also nice to have a 5 mana 3/6, why not? Secret Mage, I mean, Secret Mage is so good, you can put in a couple of terrible cards and it really doesn't matter because Secret Mage is insane. But there it is, Shadow Hunter Vol'jin in Secret Mage. Odd Paladin, same deal. You can pull out your Baku if you accidentally draw it. Looking at Reno Priest, now actually, memes aside, maybe Shadow Hunter Vol'jin does see play in Reno Priest. It's kind of like having a second Dirty Rat in a way. And it also might be the case that you somehow get some sort of big minion in your hand. Maybe you choose the demons off Kazakus. Maybe some sort of random generation gets you a big minion in your hand. And then you can pull it out, aiming at one of your cheaper minions like a Novice Engineer or something, just to get a nice big board to surprise your opponent. Kingsbane Rogue, again, it's kind of silly having it in there, but why not? Kingsbane Rogue is so powerful as it is that you can just put a couple bad cards in it, and you're going to be okay. bWA+LeA Warlock, same deal. bWA+LeA Warlock is incredibly overpowered. To be honest though, you can aim this at your cheap stuff and pull out the giants, but I mean the giants are going to be free anyway, but why not? Discard Warlock, you know, you can pull out some Doom Guards, which would be nice. You can pull out some Nightshade Matrons, or again, use it as a pseudo Dirty Rat. Reno Warlock, a similar situation to Reno Priest. Maybe it sees fit as a enabler as a second Dirty Rat, or you could also use it as a second Void Caller. So this is actually not too bad to have in your Reno lock. Odd Warrior, this is actually not the worst idea in Odd Warrior, especially if Mechathene Warlock starts to pick up. Essentially, you've given your Odd Warrior a Dirty Rat in a way, and of course you can use it to pull your Baku. Pirate Warrior, why not? Pirate Warrior is pretty overpowered as it is, so, you know, why not? It's just one card. And last but not least, if you don't want to play Wild at all, and don't even want to play Shadow Hunter Vol'jin, just play a Lucia Priest in Standard. It's pretty fun. I'm at Silver 10. I'm having a blast. But otherwise, if you want to ladder with any of these decks, you'll find them all in the description below. And if you're on mobile and are having difficulty copying the deck codes, there's a link to my Discord. You can visit the Decklist Only channel to get easier access to deck codes as a mobile user. As usual, thank you for watching this video. If you want to support the channel, you can click the subscribe button, click the notification bell, and until next time, hope to see you again.